Hey guys, Adam from Equipped Indoors. So I have my little survival kit that I carry in my EDC bag, my Hazard 4 switchback, and I actually just recently did a video of this, and I've changed this bag up. This was the bag that was my tool kit. I added a couple more components into my survival kit. You guys gave me some great suggestions. I just want to share those with you right now. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right guys, so you might recognize this pouch. This is the EDC pouch that I used for the survival kit for a while. Now it's kind of turned into a mini toolkit. I'm not going to give you guys a sneak peek. But it's funny, I had the toolkit in actually this pouch here, and believe it or not, it fit pretty good in this, and all the components of this went into here, and this made a little bit more sense. This kit actually I leave in my vehicle very frequently. A lot of it stuff is small tools I would need in that, so I throw it in my glove box a lot if I don't need the extra weight. But this video is not about that kit, it's about this kit. Now first off, this is the Maxpedition Fattie. The only thing I'm going to add to this bag here is a couple Alice clips or malice clips right here, so if I wanted to, I can put it in my belt vertically. I could also slide my belt through here, so it's not a need, but if I need to take this out for whatever reason, attach it to my belt and carry it around, I could do that. You guys might notice I do have a ink pen on the outside. I'm always looking for pins for work, so I usually have them hidden all over my bag. And we have a little morale patch, little zombie hunter pouch to put up there, so I know which bag is which. So you guys can see that the main difference with these two bags is the additional thickness in the material, a lot more volume than the previous bag. And we're gonna go ahead and open this guy up. And I kind of have this packed out to complement what I usually carry in my EDC. So I'm gonna have a pocket knife, I'm gonna have a flashlight, I have my wallets, I have my creds, I have my cell phone. Most of the time I have my keychain of different stuff on there. I have a ferro rod on my keychain. So a lot of the stuff in here is a little bit of redundancies, but I always have those other items on there. I have a compass on my watch, have some extra paracord on me at all time. And what we have in here right now is a pretty well put together kit. It's got a lot of redundancies in reference to fire. There's some extra cutting tools in here and some other survival knickknacks. But you guys can see I've actually have plenty of room to put some more equipment in here. And just gonna go over quick what we have in all this. We have a small mini mag light right here that I keep clipped to the lanyard, so if I need to go through here and find anything in the dark, I can. Also in the light section, we have a very small little glow stick. So these things are tiny. You do want to keep these in the foil though, that does help them last a little bit longer. Also with light, and this is also some fire and burning material, this is a lighter wrapped in a bicycle tube. People make Ranger bands out of bicycle tubes all the time. But as you guys can see, what this does is it keeps positive pressure on the button so you don't lose anything. So that's pretty cool how to do that. Also makes it a little bit waterproof. It's kind of a pain to get it back over there like that, but you just take this and you basically roll this over here and make sure you keep this up when you roll it so that the fuel doesn't leak out. We'll work on that in a few moments. But you can also burn the rubber. It's a great fuel for firewood. You do have a small whistle, got this from County Comm. It's not as loud as something like the Jet Screams or anything like that, but I like the fact that it has both a lanyard hole and it has a belt clip. And of course this is a Pea-Less whistle. There's no little rotating ball in there. You never want to use those in your survival kits. They have a good, a good squeak or scream to them. The problem is this moisture that goes into your breath during the wintertime, it can freeze and actually make your whistle inop. So you want a Pea-Less whistle. This was my EDC blade for a while, in between some of my forward assist blades from Benchmade and Zero Tolerance. This is the Swiss Army knife Farmer. This is probably my favorite Swiss Army knife ever. It's got a great saw, a great blade, an awl, screwdriver, bottle opener. These are actually wire cutters down there. Phillips head can opener. Great little tool. As you guys can see, I also threw on there Cobra weave lanyard. This is one of those items that I just like to have. It's a little pocket titanium crowbar I got from County Comm. I get a lot of questions, Adam, what do you use this for? Mostly it's like it's when I'm fixing something like a flashlight or something large. I was fixing a case to it's like a metal case, and the lip was kind of pushed in there, and I was using this to kind of pry the case open a little bit so it would seat properly again. So little things like that, they're handy. They don't take up much room. They're very light. and you're not going to use your blade, which can cause damage to your blade. You can chip your blade, which is always a problem. So you guys have seen that before. A simple pink lady candle. I mean, all kind of different things you can do this, from protecting your tools if you're out in an environment that has a lot of moisture in the air. Using this for wounds, putting this on, you know, if your lips get chapped or something like that, you can use that. Of course, you can heat them up, use light, kind of different things. Ron Hood was always famous for taking these and using a shotgun shell as a little candle holder. Very, very versatile little item, and they last for a while. I'm not really worried about it getting damaged or anything like that, but cool item all the less. Don't want to get too, as you can see, it gets a little hot in the vehicle, starts taking its own shape, but that'll be all right. Now we do have this main pouch over here. I have one of these Aqua Pouch bags. It's a 1 liter bag, and the cool thing about this is when this is full of water, it will stand up. It also has 2 grommets here to throw some 550 cord in here, so you can sling it over your shoulder like a canteen. That was from Mr. Robert Oliver. Got a Mylar blanket, emergency poncho, some Aquamera water tabs. So we're talking about 10 tabs here. I could probably fit in here a small one of the Aquameras, not the front, just the Frontier, not the Frontier Pro, but I haven't picked one up yet. Got a small section of 550 cord and another small section of 550 cord. Pen and paper. Now, one thing people really think this is kind of a trivial thing to have, but if you're in a survival situation, a stressed out situation, your memory is one of the first things to go, especially if you're not eating right, you're not sleeping, you're not hydrated properly. And writing down things for yourself to remember, lists, keeping your mind occupied. Last will and testament, there's a crazy story about a guy who got pinned his foot, and he sat there and had a pen and paper and pretty much wrote his dying wishes and words. Not that that ever went to happen, but I'm sure he was glad that he was able to do that before he passed. It's kind of a morbid thing, even writing notes to leave in areas that you were, so if you're lost, rescuers or somebody could find you. This is actually the first Spyderco I've ever bought. I've had a couple people give me some Spydercos, and just a nice little H1 blade. I got this from County Comm, and I just wanted another little more stout blade than I have on my Swiss Army knife. And of course, this is a little bit larger near the tip and everything. Maybe not near the base, but as you guys can see. Just wanted an extra cutting instrument. Nice razor sharp little guy. Probably going to throw a lanyard on this one as well so I don't lose it. Now this is an item that I've tested out, and there's a couple of variations I've seen of this, and it's coming in multiple sizes now, which is pretty cool. They have a little small one about half the size here to one bigger than this, and then like a huge Altoid size one. This is called Live Fire, and as you guys can see, we've already used this before. One thing I have to say about this product, it gets better as it ages. You just take a something like this and rough up some of the materials here. We've done videos about this before, and then once you increase the fibers there in the surface area, you're able to leave a mess on your knife. No, but you're able to burn this for an extended period of time. You know, in a survival situation, you can use this to start your fires, hold it over material until it's lit. It's kind of like a perpetual match, a match that holds its flame for a while until you get the material lit. Also, it makes char cloth when it burns. It burns for a long time. I think if you just have this thing like this and let it burn all the way, it burns for like 30 minutes. But if you're burning small sections of it at a time, it'll burn a lot longer. And you know, from being a lamp to a, I wouldn't burn this in a vehicle, but definitely if you need some light, if you're out in the woods or something. It's compact, it slides into webbing like this. It slides into some molly webbing as well, so you can throw it on the outside of your pack. It's completely waterproof. So all in all, pretty good thing. I'm gonna do some more test videos of this. You guys have seen the video I've done already, but nice little item. I think these go for like $6, $6 or $7. So this bungee cord here, we have 2 areas there with 4 smaller straps. Over here we have 3 with 6 smaller straps. A piece of cord loop right here, and of course like a keychain holder. And then we have the zipper compartment in here. Now this was the piece I was able to kind of get the things in here that were larger in the other kit. You guys saw this small little fishing kit. There's some other add-ons. I have some of these bobbers. I have some snare wire, I have some flies, some hooks that are already pre-made. I have some weights. This is some more thread in there, safety pins, some other cordage. I have this really tiny compass. I mean, this is probably the smallest compass I've ever seen before. Some fishing line, sail needles, which is always important. Pocket signal mirror with an oven bag in here, another water container. An ID, photo ID, an old ID with some duct tape. And then last but not least, I have this tube of storm matches. And these things, if you guys have seen, I've done some videos on these. I went out and bought some after I tested these out, and these things are pretty awesome. UCO storm matches. They'll burn underwater, literally. In a nice sealed case. Not that I need them to be watertight, but if I'm out and about and find any dry tinder, I can throw that in there as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me pack this back up and close it out. We'll be right back. All right, guys, that's going to close it out. Thanks again for your suggestions. I really appreciate it, and appreciate Robbie for giving me some of the components in here. Really enjoyed this. Check out the show notes below so you guys can see all the components that we put in here, and we'll have some more information on some other part of my kit that I throw in my Hazard 4 switchback. And I'm going to throw this back in there now so it's always there. All right, guys, Adam from Equipped Indoor. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at adam@equippedindoor.com. Make sure you guys check out the website at www.equippedindoor.com. Great articles, blogs, and videos you can't see on YouTube. Stay safe, and remember, if you're not always prepared, you're never prepared. Thanks.